Hey, what's going on? I'm outside again in the backyard. You know, this viral video that's going around about the woman um, who talked about the guy who tried to take her on a date to Cheesecake Factory and how she felt it was beneath her. Well, it got me to thinking about me and my husband's first date. Our first date, we actually spent the whole day together. We started out early that day, maybe around 11 o'clock, and we hit up a couple of parks. So here's the thing. First, I'm going to put this out there for all of my sisters out there who have high standards. It's nothing wrong with having standards, but don't let those standards be so unrealistic that it's standards that you're not even living up to yourself. So you can't expect somebody else to treat you a certain way or do something for you that you're not even willing to do for yourself. That's off top. So going back to me and my husband's first date. Sometimes you gotta think outside of the box. You gotta get out of your comfort zone. Step outside of the norm, because you're going to miss out on a lot of blessings if you holding on to these unrealistic expectations or standards. So our first date, like I said, we started around 11 and we went to a couple of parks. So mind you, I was living in Dallas and he was actually living in Arlington at the time. So I drove out to meet him. And so he, showed me around a couple of parks. This is two different counties. I was in Dallas County, he was in Tarrant County. So he showed me a couple of parks in Tarrant County, Arlington, Fort Worth. We did a lot of riding around, and it was a beautiful day. So it was a perfect day to just be outside. And this is another way for you to really get to know somebody. Talk to that person. Ask those hard questions. Really get to know that person. If you just out here dating without the intention or of even wanting something long term, then I get it. Just go ahead and have a date and just let it be over, be done with. But when you're a person who you start talking to somebody and you find that you have, a lot of interests, similar interests, you have some of the similar goals, then of course it progresses. So I say all of that to say this: the Cheesecake Factory, that used to be like one of my favorite restaurants, and they actually had closed the one that we used to go to in the DFW area. So I thought maybe they had all gone out of business, but here I am. I guess that's wrong. That's not true. They're still in business. But I thought Cheesecake Factory always had pretty good food. And especially if you a pasta lover, oh my goodness. I'm going to see if I can add a picture of one of the last meals that I had at Cheesecake Factory. As a matter of fact, I went to Cheesecake Factory, I want to say when I turned 40. Me and a couple of friends, we went there for my birthday. And we enjoyed ourselves. The food was good. The service was good. Everything was on point. So I don't know what she was talking about. Anyway, so at the end of me and my husband's first date, we had rode around and spent so much time in these different parks. We was hungry. And I trust myself. So I'm going to be real with a person that I'm, out with. I'm not the type of chick that's going to be on a date and I'm just going to pretend like, oh, I'm just going to have a little salad. No, baby. If I'm hungry, I'm hungry. I'm going to eat regardless. So that's what we did. We actually, our first date, at the end of the date, we wound up going to Outback Steakhouse. And both of us were so hungry, we ate so much bread that by the time the food came, we had to go boxes because we couldn't eat it all. We ate so much bread, but that bread was so good. We still laugh and joke about how our first date was, and here it is, what, 12 years later. We've been together since 2012, married since 2014. So it all paid off in the end because, again, it's not necessarily all about the material things. You got to find somebody that you're compatible with, somebody you really like, somebody you enjoy spending time with. Do you have dreams? Do you have goals? Do you have aspirations? Can y'all build together? So that's exactly what me and my husband's foundation was. We had similar interests. We had goals in mind. Even though we just closed on our property in May of this year, 2.5 acres, and we out here enjoying this beautiful property, we haven't necessarily arrived, quote unquote. We constantly are edifying each other. We're building and, motivating and encouraging each other to keep moving forward. We have a whole bucket list of things that we would like to do while we're here on this earth. So find that right person that you can build and grow with. That's the whole point. That, to me, that's the purpose of dating if you really want to find somebody long term. So that's my take on it, in terms of relationships. And she can miss me with, the dissing of Cheesecake Factory. If anything, all she's doing is actually giving publicity to Cheesecake Factory. She's putting them back on the map. So now you're going to probably have more people to go and patronize the restaurant Cheesecake Factory, which is fine because, again, they have great food. And the dessert itself, the cheesecake, if you're a cheesecake lover, that turtle cheesecake, baby, that's all I'm going to say. All right, y'all take care on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. My husband in the kitchen right now hooking up some cabbage. I already made the cornbread. Yeah, stay tuned. I'll probably show y'all some pictures of how that meal turned out. We try to do our Sunday meal, the Watkins family Sunday meal. All right, take care. Leave a comment below what y'all think about this whole Cheesecake Factory dating debacle. Take care.